Hey there YouTube, James here once again, and I have another smartphone speed test for you. We have one of the first phones announced in 2017, the Honor 6X, versus one of our favourite budget phones from 2016, the Moto G4. Now, for this test, you need to know that the Moto G4 is running Android 6 software. You can get Android 7 software on the Moto G4 in some markets, but at the moment in the UK, we can only get Android 6. So we've pitted both of these phones with Android 6 software against each other. Let's find out what happened. So here we go, we have the Moto G4 on the left hand side and the Honor 6X on the right. For this test, we're going to be running through 8 different apps. This is a high intensity test though. We have 3 games, we have really intensive apps such as Premiere Pro, Snapseed, and even a 3D modeling tool coming up just towards the end of this test. So for these budget phones, it's going to be really difficult work. They haven't got the best processors inside. The Moto G4 has the Snapdragon 617 processor from last year and 2GB of RAM, while the Honor 6X has the brand new Kirin 655 processor with 4GB of RAM. This model has 4GB. You can also get a 3GB version. So the Honor should really win it here, but we're going to see what happens. Right now the Honor is just ahead, but the Moto's keeping pace there. This game is taking quite a long while to load. It's N.O.V.A 3, so it's going to be quite stressful. And then we're about to move on with the Honor 6X to Premiere Pro. Here we have an edited 1080p project for it to export. And there we go, both of them are starting work on that. The Honor 6X is powering ahead there though. Not as fast as if this was a flagship phone, but it's still doing this fast enough. You're going to be happy with this if you buy the Honor 6X. And we're almost finished on the Honor 6X, while the Moto G4 is still only about halfway through the test. So now the Honor 6X is onto Snapseed. We are taking one photo in this photo editing tool. We're putting 6 layers of edits onto the same photo on each of these phones. We're then going to export it and see how long that takes. It's going to be quite a while here though. Six levels of different edits. That's going to take quite a long time. There you go. The lens blur is starting on the Honor 6X right now. And the Moto G4 is even struggling just to load the picture in general. The next test coming up though for the Honor 6X is going to be the really intensive one. Here we go, this is the 3D modeling tool. It's called 3DCIO. We have 20 spheres inside this file and we're then going to cut them in half, and this is going to be really stressful for each of these phones. The Honor 6X is just about to start it. Here we go. While the Moto is only just booting up 3DC there. There we go, the Honor 6X is there, and we're gonna have to speed this test up. It honestly takes that long here. The iPhone 7 takes 5 seconds for this test. That's phenomenal. Considering the OnePlus 3T, another flagship phone with a great processor inside, took 43 seconds. That's the kind of figures we're looking at for this really intensive test. So the Honor is just finished. That took 1 minute and 4 seconds. The Moto is going to take quite a bit longer here though. There we go, we are finishing the first lap on the Honor 6X. It's just taking a photo and it's just moving around again, straight onto the audio and back into Asphalt. The thing to note here though is the Honor is holding the games in the background. That's a major boom for this for the Honor 6X here, while the Moto G4 is still struggling with a 3D modeling tool. And that's kind of fair enough really. It's such a difficult task. There we go, the Honor 6X has held it in the background. The Honor 6X has finished in first place. And there we have it, the Honor 6X has finished at 3 minutes and 49 seconds. Now if we go back to the Moto G4, this is taking quite a long time. There we go, it's finished. That took 1 minute and 30 seconds. That's quite a long time considering the Honor only took 1 minute and 4 seconds. But if you want a really powerful phone, the iPhone 7 only took 5 seconds in that test. That's the one to go for. We're on to lap 2 for the Moto G4, and here we go, we're loading up our first game. That's Asphalt 8, and we're having to speed up this test because the Moto G4 isn't holding the games in the background, and the Honor 6X has absolutely smashed this test here. And as you can see, we're speeding through it now, but it's still taking a long time. Look at that timer at the top. There we have it. The Moto G4 has finished at 5 minutes and 17 seconds. So there we have it, the Honor 6X has absolutely smashed the Moto G4. Now considering that's 1.5 minutes, that is a really big difference, but note that this test is very limited. We're looking at really high intensity apps that these phones maybe shouldn't be able to run, but the thing to note is both of these phones can run those apps. If you want them to load really quickly, you want to go for an iPhone 7 or any of those flagship phones, you can see that speed test right up here. We put all of those phones to the test. Now, the other thing to note here is price. The Honor 6X is more expensive than the Moto G4. The price difference isn't all that much, but when you're looking for a budget phone, any price difference is still a massive selling point, especially you want to go for the cheaper phone there. If you're looking for the cheaper phone, go for the Moto G4. It can still handle the apps that we've run in this test. If you're not, go for the Honor 6X. It's faster. That's the best choice for you. Is price really that big a selling point to you when you're looking for a new phone? Let us know in the comments below. And also, do you have any other budget phones you want to see us put through this test? Is there anything you want to see up against the Honor 6X? It's a brand new phone. Thanks for watching, thanks for liking, thanks for subscribing, and we'll see you again soon.